Well, sometimes it's, I just introduce a speaker. Can we get the sermon lights maybe or something? I can't see anyone. They're on. Man, you all are really dark. I need to, just saying, they are on. Holy moly. I can't see anything on this front row right here. It's very weird. I'm not preaching today, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so sometimes it's interesting just to introduce a speaker, but this one's a little bit special. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce or invite up Eve. And so some of you may not know, Eve is Christy and I. This is our oldest daughter, and she's been serving in missions really for some time, but particular with YWAM, which is Youth with a Mission. She's been 3 years. She's been to South Africa a few years ago, and then she was in Kyrgyzstan last year, which is a closed country. South Africa is an open country. What we mean by that is you're not supposed to be a Christian and preaching the gospel at all. And so she was in Kyrgyzstan last year and then is heading back to South Africa in the next few weeks. And so we flew her back for our holiday and then had the opportunity for her to give an update. You may not be aware of this, but part of your giving already goes and supports her each month. And this is her last go with Fire and Fragrance as a tongue twister. She'll probably talk about it. And so you are supporting that, but we want to be able to have her give an update, and then some of you support on a monthly or weekly or bi-weekly basis, and so just an opportunity to give back at the end here. So let's welcome Eve as she shares an update today.
Hi, guys. Okay, first off, I'm like so freezing because I've been living in Kona for like months. So this is the coldest I've been in like a year. So if you see me like this, I'm just cold. Okay, yeah, like you said, I've been living in Kona since March, and I didn't have a picture up, but I currently live with a family, which is so fun. They have 3 boys. They have a newborn, which they gave birth to like a week before I moved in, and then they have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it's such a fun season, just like, yeah, just being able to like live with a family. And then I have 3 other roommates as well. So I don't have any pictures, but they're so sweet. And they're playing like a huge role in my life this season. But yeah, like my dad said, I've been serving with YWAM for 3 years. I went to South Africa in 2023 as a student. I led a team to Kyrgyzstan last year, and then I'm leading a team back to South Africa. My long-term goal would probably be to like move to Africa. So I just really burned for it, and especially South Africa. It's so cool that I went as a student, and now I'm like finishing my final year with Kona in South Africa as like a staff. So it's just so cool. Yeah, if you want to put the first picture up, you can. I've been like serving at YWAM this year since like June. And so in June, I got to staff a camp. It's like a youth camp. It's a really big camp. There's 425 high school students that come. And pretty much our motto was to play hard and then pray hard at night. And I was a games crew lead. It's so crazy because I was given this pickle suit like last year and like so randomly in like August, and now I've worn it like 6 times since, and like people are just like, oh, that's the girl that wears the pickle suit all the time. So it's just like so random. But yeah, during commission camp, I was a games crew lead, so basically like my whole role was just to like get kids to like have fun with God. We had like different it was like 6 different games crew leads. So each games crew was like a nation. So it was like my team was obviously the green team, and then my country was oddly enough South Africa. So it was mainly just to like get them hyped for the nations, and yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah, students at the end rededicated their lives, gave their lives to the Lord, and then all got really marked for missions, which is really cool to experience. Like high school students get marked for missions because it's pretty much like a time where I got marked for missions as well. You can go to the second picture. Okay, so I currently staff with Fire and Fragrance, like my dad said. Fire and Fragrance has been around for years, I think since like 2010. I honestly don't know. But this year is their last year in Kona, so it's been going on in Kona since 2010, and they basically have just kind of like just gotten bigger for the campus, like than the campus can handle. And so now they're just moving like all over. I don't know if this is like public information. Not that any of you guys are gonna post this, but like I think they're moving to North Carolina. So yeah, that's what's happening with Fire and Fragrance. But this is my last year staffing with like that group, so it's not really, it doesn't concern me personally. But yeah, this year I'm staffing a youth movement school. We pretty much just focus on high schools, college campuses, creating gatherings, and yeah, it's like honestly something I really burn for is high school age and discipleship. And so it's been really cool just to be able to be a part of the youth. This year we got to, in the summer, in like August, September, we went to Oahu for 3 weeks, and we got to be a part of an outreach. This is my Oahu team. I was like the point of contact for my team, so pretty much I like talked to all of our contacts. I had phone calls. I connected with the churches and different high schools. You can go to the next picture. So while we were there, we got to help with a youth group, and in the youth group, we were in charge of like, for the 3 weeks that we were there, we were in charge of all the gatherings. So it was like different like worship sets, different like each one of my teammates and I like preached a message, and then like games and things like that. And then I didn't really have any pictures, but we helped out with high school ministry. So we went to high schools like 3 times a week and got to help with their Jesus clubs. And then every day we went to the local college campus there and did just like evangelism and helped out. We have Chi Alpha, right? Isn't that? So we helped out a bunch with Chi Alpha in the University of Oahu, or of Hawaii. It's just in Oahu. So yeah, that was like our main thing for the 3 weeks that we were there. You can go to the next picture. And oh yeah, I didn't realize this was a picture. So we're just like serving in Oahu. We helped out with the church. We just were like painting different parts of Oahu. Super fun. Okay, you can go to the next one. Oh, this is my co-leader, Noah. He's so great. He's 19 years old, and he's from Canada. It's really funny because YWAM is like a lot of like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and if you guys don't know, I'm 25. So it's just funny because I'm leading a team through South Africa with someone that's like as young as my little sister, but he's great. He's so fun. You go to the next picture. So we found out basically like the way in which we find out like where we're going, where we're going with, or who we're going with is they gave us 1 hour to write down like countries that we were burning for, places that we want to go to, and then like kind of like what type of ministry that we like. And so I went to South Africa in my DTS, as I said, and a lot of my leaders know that I like really burn for the nation. So I pretty much knew I was going to South Africa. But yeah, we basically just have like an hour to submit a location or like what we burn for, and then a few weeks later, they like pray about who would pair well together, and then we have like a huge outreach reveal, and then like a co-leader reveal. So this is me and my co-leader like finding out that we were leading together, and then they do like a fun little video. Yeah, and then for Oahu, like I said, we were there for 3 weeks as like just a staff team. So there's like probably 40 of us that are with the youth movement staff. And in the 3 weeks that we were there, we saw 200 salvations, which was so cool. A lot of them were like college age students. So awesome. Well, you can go to the next picture. Back in the pickle suit. So yeah, we did. This was arrival day for students, and it's just kind of funny because literally, like, I'll get random texts, and they're like, "Hey, you still got the pickle suit? Like, we need it for for this thing." So we had our students arrive in. It was like October 1st for the school. It's like 500 students, and then we're launching two schools. So it's Youth Movement and then Leafs Reach, and I'm staffing Youth Movement. We were like playing games, and then yeah, this is my friend Ariel, so we were like the games crew leads for the day, just playing games. And then you can go to the next picture. And then this was the first day of like the school. So we just did worship, bunch of students getting saved for the first time, just so cool. My main job right now is like outreach leading, and then it's really just like discipleship. And I staff a school called like DTS, so it's Discipleship Training School. So the whole focus is discipleship. Our day-to-day schedule is like worship and then prayer in the morning. So it's like you're contending and you're in prayer for like different nations around the world, which is such a cool thing to be a part of. And then we have class for like 2 hours. We have different topics every week, and then different speakers every week. So it really is like not college, but like it's has like the same format kind of. And then, like I said, my main role is discipleship. So I mentor each one of my girls and meet with them like on a weekly basis, one-on-one. And then I do like small group moments with the girls or with my team. A big part of our role in South Africa is like preaching, going to different youth groups, things like that. So my co-leader and I recently just had all of our students prep a message and then share it with us so that they can share it in South Africa, and just like giving them tips, tricks, how to do so. You can go to the next picture. Okay, so on arrival day for students, I got the opportunity to go with, this is Andy Bird. He's like the founder of Fire and Fragrance. And I got to go to the local high school called Makualani in Kona. And I just got to be a part of his prayer team. There was like 6 of us that went. And he basically just like gave a call to share the gospel with your own family, your own friends, in your own community. And then from there, like, yeah, 6 of us were the prayer team. It's his kids go there, and it's like a local, like, a private Christian school. So yeah, they probably hear stuff like that a lot. But you can go to the next picture. This is my team. So my co-leader is the one in the gray, and then obviously I'm in the white, and then the rest of them are students. So we have 9 students. We got to go to a university campus in Hilo, which is like it's like 2 hours away from where I live. And we did evangelism in different groups, so we probably all split up like 2 to 3 of us. And we went for like maybe like 3 hours. We saw 54 seeds planted, and then we saw 5 salvations at this like random campus. And it's also not like USI. Like, we didn't even know that there was a college campus in Hilo till this year. And I don't know how many people are there, but it's like a really, really, really small campus. And like, it was so dead walking around. There was really no one out. So to see 5 salvations was like pretty crazy. And then we did evangelism on Halloween night as like a Fire and Fragrance community, which means there was like 3 or 4 different schools, but a lot of people out evangelizing. And we split up in our outreach teams. So all of us got to go. It was like our students' first time like really evangelizing, which was really, really cool to just to like be a part of that. As a community, we saw 57 salvations. And then we handed out 400 Bibles, which was so cool. And then this picture is all the girls on my team. So yeah, I get to like run a small group with them, do one-on-ones with them each weekly. They're all super fun. all of them are from either, I have like a really diverse team. So it's like one of them's from France, one of them's from the United States. I'm obviously from the United States. Three of them are from Europe, and then one of them's from Australia. So super diverse team, which is so crazy. Um, you can go to the next picture. Okay, yeah, so I'm super excited to lead a team back to South Africa. I just said that, but it's like really a place that I burn for, and I would honestly like love to move there long term in the future. But I went in 2023 as a student, and like I said, I'll be going as a staff. So it'll just be so cool to be able to partner with like the different types of ministries that I burn for, and yeah, just being able to like give that to my students. But we'll get to work with different ministries, and mainly focusing on high schools, colleges, and then just like a ton of evangelism. You can go to the next picture. Oh wait, I don't really have many pictures from this camp, but we're doing like a first year of college camp, and we did that in my DTS. And while I'm in South Africa, we're going to like four or five different like locations around the country. Um, so yeah, I got to do this in my DTS, and it's just super fun. We'll be counselors, we'll be leading small groups and games, and then at the end we like do a salvation call and see like a ton of people get baptized. Yeah, this is a picture from when I went in DTS. You can go to the next picture. So a big thing that we're doing is like high school, elementary, like that type of ministry, like just school ministry, and we'll be able to share like our testimonies, like give like the gospel, and just different like things that we can speak about. Um, yeah, I think there's another picture. Yeah, so I got to do a bunch of school ministry when I was in South Africa the first time, and it's just super fun. It's kind of crazy because it's just like you can just show up like as like a white person in South Africa, you can kind of just like do whatever you want in certain areas. So like you can literally just walk into a high school and they're like, "You're American, do whatever you want." So it's like it's so crazy. You definitely cannot do that here. So yeah, I think my team and I just went to this high school and like went during their like recess time and just talked to the kids. But yeah, so I'm currently support raising, and I have like I'm leaving December 22nd to South Africa. So I'm currently like support raising, but I have like deadlines within the next 2 weeks. Right now, I'm support raising $4,000, which will cover just like travel, housing, food, transportation for the 10 weeks, since we're going to be like traveling all over South Africa. So yeah, I would just love if you guys would prayerfully consider joining me in prayer, financial support, especially like my team. Yeah, just leading a team to South Africa, I know is going to be like a lot. So yeah, if you guys can just pray for me. Yeah, that's all I have. Thanks, guys. Oh, I'll pray. Yes, God, we just thank you so much for, yeah, just who you are, for the call of missions, especially on my life, God. I just pray that, yeah, you're doing everything that you can in every single trip that's happening in YWAM, like the 50 something teams that are about to be sent out this month, God. We just pray that we really see like souls come to know you, Jesus. We pray that, yeah, that everyone is just able to speak what's on your heart, God, that missions is on your heart, seeing salvations is on your heart, seeing people actually like come to the fruit of who you are, God. We just pray that, yeah, you are the provider, God. So we just pray that, yeah, if it's in your will, that you just make everything happen, Jesus. Amen.
You can keep that, keep it on. So I've got a few questions.
Was not prepared for this.
Nope. So most of us probably are not familiar with South Africa. I can't even say it. So
So, what can you tell us just about South Africa itself? Anything that you know? This isn't like a trivia game, but like, you know, culturally, what religion are they? Culturally, are they open to the gospel? What what are some of the issues, problems there, things like that? Does that make sense?
So South Africa would be primarily Christian. I'm sure most of you guys know I went to Kyrgyzstan last year, which is it's like 4% Christian or something like that, something crazy, and it's like illegal to preach the gospel. So when I was in Kyrgyzstan, it was just like really, really difficult to even. I think we saw 2 salvations, but when I was in South Africa in my DTS, it is primarily Christian, and we saw like 300 salvations in my DTS. I think the thing.
How long were you there?
2 months.
So in 2 months,
10 weeks.
300 salvations.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I think that it's primarily Christian. The one thing that's like going in, like the way that I feel like I've changed in the last couple of years is like I said, like as a white person going to South Africa, they kind of just want to do whatever you want. And so this year, I feel like I'm really want to like work on discipleship within South Africa, especially since we're only going in my DTS we went to like 12 locations, but this year we're only going to like 4 or 5. So I really want to like actually disciple people that are giving their lives to the Lord, because in my DTS, not that it's a bad thing, but we kind of just saw souls saved, pointed them to a church, and then left. So it'd be really cool to like meet back up and see like where they're at and actually walk with them.
So, what about things when you were there, things that you've learned just in the last, as you prepared to lead? What are some of the issues that they face? What are some of the problems that are existing in South Africa? Is it poverty? Is there something even in the faith that they're struggling with? Like, what do you recognize is their overall struggle in South Africa?
They deal with like a lot of witchcraft, which honestly isn't like something I'm really, really crazy familiar with. But yeah, they just deal with a lot of witchcraft, and yeah, it's like it's not something I'm too familiar with. But when like you go, it's just so crazy because I feel like when you're in America and you're in like you haven't experienced this, you hear like witchcraft and witch doctors and like all these crazy things, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the scariest thing to ever exist. But it's actually like not scary at all. Remember in my DTS, we went to like a witch doctor's house, like the main witch doctor of this like one huge village, and like you walk in there and they're just normal people. Like they're literally just like normal people who like think that they're a god. And like I mean witchcraft is really real and it's really not something to like mess with obviously. But yeah, they're just like normal people, and obviously like some people come to me and say like, are you scared to go to South Africa? Like it's a really scary place. Are you like scared to deal with witch doctors? But honestly like being a Christian, there's literally nothing that like if you like face a witch doctor, like they're so small compared to God. So it's like it sounds really scary, but like it's just not.
So remember that the next time that you face a witch doctor, they are small, God is big. So that's the next time you face your boss. He is or she is small and God is big, right? So is it voodoo? Does that sound right, or is it just witchcraft all around?
It's mainly just like witchcraft. Like
Okay.
I know that they have to have like it's been so long. They have to have like something in their house. It's called like a something with an S, and it's like if they don't have that in their house, like they can like have like witch like spells casted on them, and they have to. It's like a I don't know what the word is, but it's like some type of like just like an object, and if they don't have that in their house, then like yeah, they don't have their God with them, and they'll have like spells casted on them, things like that.
So how does that intersect? So if South Africa is very Christian, I mean historically, South Africa was what, owned by Britain? Help me out, history. Anyone? Like I feel like it was owned by Britain, and white people historically were not treated as well as you were treated because they were, for those of you that remember Nelson Mandela, are we tracking at all, or am I just like old? I think we're just, anyone over 40 knows what I'm talking about right now. The rest of y'all are too young, and that's it. So I think Christianity is like European Christianity is what I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I think so.
So how does the witchcraft and Christianity? So the people that have the shield charm in their house, are they Christian?
Mm-mm. They. Okay, I probably should have like done some research
No,
about
it's okay.
this.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't really. I think it's called like a synagogue or something like that, but don't look it up because that could be like something.
No, you're getting that confused with the Jewish synagogue.
Oh, just kidding,
so, yeah,
just kidding. I was.
It's
I
not what
didn't
it's
think
called.
it was it. Okay, wait. What was the question?
How does Christianity and like witchcraft intersect? So I'm getting at, is there a separate? So most of the witchcraft users are not Christians.
Yeah.
Are any of them like doing both?
No one's
Okay.
doing both. It's like South Africa's kind of split up between like the black people and the white people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like if you go to Cape Town, Johannesburg, like Stellenbosch, like those areas, which is at the very, very, very bottom of South Africa, that's like all the white people, and they're primarily Christian, but it's very like lukewarm Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go up to like KZN, Poch, like those areas, I'm sure you guys like aren't really familiar with it, but that's like the black part, and that's the part that's like mainly dealing with like that's like it's not just the black part, but it's like the villages, like just like the rougher parts of South Africa, and that's where they're dealing with a lot of witchcraft.
So when we think of Africa, I'm making a generalized statement here. When we think of Africa, I think generally we think poverty. We think poverty, villages like completely isolated, or we think poverty like 10 shacks, like literal 10 shacks. How does that compare to like cultural South Africa? Is that what it looks like, or is it houses and...
I think it really depends on where you're going. Like Cape Town is a really, really beautiful place, and it's like white people. It's literally just like it's like San Diego of like South Africa. But then like yeah, you go up to the villages and it's just like huts. I think like South Africa is really the only place in Africa that's like this, where it's like you can get a really, really rich part of South Africa, Cape Town, which literally looks like the United States, or you can go like 3 hours away and you're getting like huts and like a bunch of kids running around barefoot and like bathing yourself in like the villages, and yeah.
Okay. So this is my last question, and I'm trying to think how to word this. When you think about going to South Africa, like, what is the one big burden or fire, as you say, that burns? Like, what is the burden that you have going there for South Africa?
I definitely have like a huge heart for kids, and I've always known that, but I think going to Kyrgyzstan last year, I like that wasn't a part of my ministry. And so super excited to work with like kids, and yeah, just that again. And then also just like I don't know, I think like all of us are always growing in our relationship with the Lord. And I feel like I can see the areas in which I've grown since my DTS. And even just being able to like go to college campuses in Kona this year, and seeing the way in which I evangelize and like people coming to know God is so different than I did in my DTS. And it just like South Africa is so open. So when you see 200 to 300 salvations in 10 weeks, it's like such a great thing. but you come to a point where you're just like expecting it and you're just like, oh, it's just another soul saved. But I feel like this year I like saw salvations on like these college campuses, and especially having been to a closed nation, I realized like the weight of just like literally one salvation. So I think going this year, like seeing salvations will be like, it'll just be so different for me.
Okay. So do it for the kids, folks. Do it for the kids. So let's go ahead and pull up our offering QR code if we could. And where it says giving, you can actually, if you have a heart, sorry, I want to say it came out wrong, but maybe it didn't. So if you have a heart for giving, if you have a heart for partnering, we have partnered with varying ministries through the years. Christy and I have partnered with a missionary that we've been with. Golly, how long have we been partnering with Casey? 2002. Yeah. And probably 18 years now that we've been partnered with someone that we've given to monthly, and in a totally different part of the world. And to hear that, we've supported children. We supported one almost the entire time that Eve was up until she was 18. They were the same age, and so it's a great opportunity. And for those of you that are reading the Bible, you are in the middle of Paul right now. You should be reading Corinthians probably, and you see this throughout Scripture where there's this partnership that happens throughout Scripture with those that are in ministry. And so this isn't giving to someone as much as partnering with someone in ministry to be able to extend your legacy well beyond Evansville, Indiana, and go into South Africa and beyond. So if this is something that you desire, you can use the QR code, and there's a drop down on there, multiple things that you can give to. One of those is, I think it says Eve Hurt Missions, I think, or something like that. That you can give that way. And as she said, she does have, all of it comes due. It's just how they operate. So a lot of that's due in the next couple weeks. And so if you're looking for an opportunity to give kind of a year-end giving, I would encourage you to think about this one. Obviously, it comes from as a parent, but also just as founding pastor. I think it's fun that we kind of have a homegrown missionary, and so we would just encourage that. But to each wherever God puts that burden and so on. But what we are going to do is we are a church that prays, right? Amen. So I'm going to actually have you come right here. I'll take that mic.